Conversations, interviews, real talk about things happening in your day-to-day relationships. And trust me, we cut across all kinds of relationships. But you know now how the world is. Sometimes you just like to pay a little more attention to family relationships. And of course, like you know it, I'd like to encourage you to be a part of growing the community. So like, share, comment on our social media platforms, and do well to give us feedbacks on the conversation that we bring. But as usual, I never come to this table, my round table, alone. I always come with delectable people. And guess what? Today is wives only edition. Remember when we had the husbands only edition, right? Yes, I promised I was bringing it of wife is upon our head. So I'll introduce from my left. You're looking at a very beautiful and a very delectable Mrs. Itorowo Sunday. She is a married woman who has given birth. Right.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And then I get to my far right. That is the Mrs. Udwak Usen. Where people, I bring people that know it from the professional perspective. Yeah. Welcome on the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and we have someone who is in active business. Active business. Yes. So we have Mrs. Udrak in them also with us on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Good to have you all. Yes. Wives only. This is going to be like, there's something we used to call in Africa, woman sit don't talk. We just bring our small stools and we sit part of the divide. We the single people, all of us, we want to marry. We want to marry, and then the people that are already married are like, you people should wait, it's not that serious, So how many years have you been married for?
About 3 years now.
About 3 years now. Amazing. Udrak, how many years have you been married? 4 years. Okay.
7 years.
7 years. The oldest of them all on the table. 7, 4, and 3. That's been good. How's your experience been like so far?
It get as it be, not be small thing. The marriage, home, and everything. This is not what I signed up for. That was what I said at the end of the day, because you have to be there, whether you like it or not. The good, the bad, the ugly, you must face it throughout. The experience is, if I have to write it in a book, it won't be too much. The notebook will be filled and I'll still be looking for more. So I just want to say my life for me is it's still a journey. It's a long journey having kids. The journey is something else. It's something else. I don't know how to explain it, but wow.
I like the way she's tongue-tied.
Wow for
right.
She's speechless.
Yes, actually speechless, right?
Yeah.
So 7 years in all. What's been your experience?
Experience, like she said, writing it in a book, you can actually make a movie out of one's marriage, because once I get my hands on deck, because one thing I like to describe marriage as a wife, because it's an office, it's a call, it's an assignment. So one word I use is sacrifice. You just have, so it's all about sacrifice. Your time, your body, your money, your everything, you sacrifice. So,
what's the biggest shock that you've had being married?
Biggest shock. Hey, it's shock that you go and you cross your leg and they will do everything for you. The reverse was the case. We are the ones doing everything for everybody but ourselves.
Really? When would you have gotten such an ideology from that you'll be able to sit down?
We see it in movies like, open the door, flowers, chocolate, all those things, all those sweet words. Start waking up by 3 to change diaper, feed, probably also take care of the husband, because husband is still is the bigger baby, and the children are the smaller babies. So man, it wasn't that was the shock of my life. The baby girl treatment I was praying for, it never happened. Not that it doesn't happen, it happens in form of thank you, I appreciate you. It happens, but not like the way
not like it's been. So you did tell us, how has it been for you?
It's a ministry, seriously, because just like you are growing up as a single person is fine with the way I am as a wife. That's what I got to realize recently. So being a mother, that's a lot. When we were dancing, walking down the aisle, oh God, thank you, you've answered my prayers. Nobody told us that children can shake you. Like I tell people, even if you think you are patient, children will really, because as a single person you are taking it. Yes, I'm patient, I have long suffering, and so
until you really get married.
Seriously, for me, in marriage, that's where the fruit of the spirit is actually tested.
Exactly.
Yeah, because as a single person, you can somebody can actually offend you, and you just want God to be proud of you. You just have to let go of certain things, and also as a person, as a whole individual, as the wife. So I actually just dissected all of them, because I can't just forgive myself with all of them. I cannot, like I don't know how to do it.
What's been your happiest moment, like your happiest memory being?
When we were actually cutting, I was always saying, okay, just with the way he was, then I'll be like, this guy is me out, that'll be doing everything. But when I got married, I was shocked. Like, even our neighbors can actually testify to this. He's a hard worker. Maybe in our first year, the thing would have died down. But since this is who he is, even in our fourth year, he still does some house chores and all that. And I really thank God for that.
Okay, so expectations in relationships are like the biggest issues that guys have. Like, it's the guys are like, where did these women get all this expectation from coming into marriage, right? So they're always battling. My wife wants this thing cannot be like this. What's the expectation sacrifice you've had to make the most?
The thing is, okay, there are some days like I'll be in the house and I'll clean the house, take care of the baby, and the rest of the day my husband comes home and is like, wait till they do since morning. Wait, what have you been doing since morning? That statement is very annoying. Anytime I hear that, and I'm like my head has to explode, and I'm like, what do you mean? Are you blind? Can't you see? See, the house is clean. See the baby, she's taking care of, she has eaten, what do you mean? What have I been doing this morning? I don't really know what to.
So in those moments, how do you handle it? Because we are going to even tilt a little into conflict resolution in marriage. So when it's like that, how do you address the issue? How do you respond to him?
As she said, at that point, you just have to be patient. You need to sacrifice, and you just need to calm down. We, as a mother and as a wife, you really need to have these qualities that you don't think you would possess like that. So you need those qualities. Those things, they come in, but at that point you just have to maintain peace, and you alone, you are the one to bring the peace to the home. So by the time you burst out like that and you're doing one or two things, there'll be problems. So you just have to maybe jokingly, you just play around it and just forget everything.
Maintaining peace.
Yes.
So just back end, right, just before we came on and begin to have children, several other things in your relationship with your husband comes to a halt. But we, from the divide where we are, it's not supposed to be. So that's not what we are taught in premarital classes. Because it's meant that once you are married and you have children, you need to be able to still create time for you and your husband. So let's talk marriage, childbearing, and balancing intimacy in marriage. I think it's very important. How do you balance it? And a lot of us are working class women. All of that and intimacy. And just so we put it in perspective, now intimacy has like 6 categories. So we are talking sexual intimacy, we are talking emotional intimacy, we are talking financial. So let's just discuss, like, how is it, Yudi? Let's start with you. Okay. Intimacy on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you rate your current intimacy in your 4th year of marriage? How do you rate intimacy?
That's like you had listed them. They are not on the same level. So I would say finances, stability. Okay, as a single person, we felt compatibility now, that you are looking for a man that has, or a spouse or a partner that you are compatible with. But I got to realize that marriage is a work in progress. So just like I said, the finances, I don't understand that one, because of course, whatever
Nigeria is happening to it.
But whatever happens, we don't have joint accounts, so we do. But of course, when we get to the house and we want to do for the children, mostly it's always for the children. Well, we are getting there. Of course. Why are you frowning? This is what you did to me. That is okay. Sorry, it won't happen again. So what did you do to me? You have to tell me sorry first. So it just there's no one way to this thing. It just depends on what is happening per time. So the sexual life, right?
Sexual intimacy. I hear children try that department a lot. Having children tries that area.
But aside from procreation, you just don't have to allow a percentage. So there are people will say sex doesn't keep marriage and all that, because if a man wants sex, he will go out. Me, I'm asking, is a man a promiscuous person that you will go out? So, but of course, aside from that, spouses, they have to, their bedside, it has to be spiced up all the time. But there are times where you get tired. There's something I learned from one husband who get tired too.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes,
please,
single
people come in here and hear something. All right.
Husbands who get tired too. So but it's just that many times it appears the woman that is really saying I am tired, because she's actually the one doing a lot. Because she comes back from work, take care of the children.
Y'all doing healthy.
Because it just has to be. There's something that does to marriage, to your brain, and to your friendship, and all that. So whatever it is, don't play with that.
Don't play with it. Yeah. Okay. So
currently, because of the season I'm in, I would say it's more of the friendship. We're friendly now, because we're expecting a baby and then we have other babies, so we may not really have time for a lot of those times, because it's also needed, because hospital pregnancy is good.
I hear that in this your season of life is a good activity.
And one thing I appreciate for is my husband. His personality is very cooperative. He's not one to put up a no anytime. And the amazing thing is, I used to tell people, my husband is the exception. I hear when they say men are all about sex. In our marriage, the reverse is the case. I'm more of the man when it comes to the bedroom. My husband is like the woman when it's on the other side. So there are men who actually.
So by that you mean he's not so invested into sexual activity?
Not that he doesn't love sex, but it's not something that he would want to do. He would rather love, respect, saying you have to make yourself available even when your husband is not ready. But this one, I am ready, and my husband is like, maybe let's talk, let's call. I'm like, so when we call, he's the very the 1% out of the many percent I don't know. So I had to learn how to now adjust my mind in that scenario that I have, because it's peculiar to me. Other person, hers might be different. So because of that, you would think we may not have sex all the time like people expect, but he gives me more than maybe the sex for now, especially in this season of our marriage. And then finances, it's we agree, like she said, no joint account yet. We don't have that, so but we bring what we have together.
But a joint account a must in all marital relationships? I don't think it is. But it depends on what
we bring, what we can, come together. It's not like your money, my money, it's our money. And on that one, I would say he's, that's like an 8/10, because there's a lot of mouth to feed, so money has to come inside. So recreation, well, I'll say that one is like a shocker for me, because my husband is a busy bee. He works round the clock. So when you talk of recreation, I am the recreation officer. I'm the one who says, today we are going out. Today we are going here. Today we are taking a break. Let for him. We will go to, I help in that department.
And I think that's something every wife can do. That areas that are not like strong areas for your spouse.
At all. So I help in that department because it's not a strong suit. So when it is time, and I notice that we've gone like months, weeks without doing some certain things, we put my foot down, say, sir, we're taking the children out, but we are going out.
Chair in the parlor and throw your basketball into it. Do you still have it?
We don't have it. The children have it.
Right. Okay, I will just take yours, just your answer to this particular question. Intimacy. You are the basketball kind of bride. You are the, very sassy kind of, wife. How is it like for you?
Well, for me, for the recreational parts, I would say you know me now.
I
you
think
know,
you should be at 8 over 10.
yeah, so
Really?
I'm the person that mostly gingers, and I'm like, let's do something. So I'm the kind of person that I was always make sure at the end of the day after all work and we must play. So that one is very important there. And for the finance aspect, for us, we don't have a joint, but we always make sure we have accounts for the children, that we put in small money and be like, okay, when they are for school, especially if the wife is not doing anything, she's you know, a woman have needs, so you always have what you want to use money for. And by the time you're bugging your husband every time and be like, give me money for food, give me money for pampers, give me money for milk, the man will be tired. Mother, if your child is asking you for money every time, you'll be tired. You'll be like, I know it's my responsibility, but make I rest. Me self, I get other things that I want to do with money. So that part is always one that brings issue, but we just need the ability to. You want to buy small thing, you go and meet him. I want to buy pepper, I want to buy Maggi, I want to buy this one. It's very important for them. Then for the intimacy part, my husband is more of the active type. Hey, whether I wake up from morning till night, I'm ready. Oh yeah, now even when I just say, oh yeah, since I'm very tired, I'm lying down. He's always like, oh yeah, beg. What? I'm tired. I'm having a headache. He doesn't want to listen, so you have to just be ready. Then he will remind you and be like, you know, you're with your mama talk. Didn't you hear what she said on that my wedding day? Always be ready, even the pastor or the priest. You know that if you remind you and you'll be like, you start feeling guilty and you'll be like, man, just give. There's sometimes I'll just put my foot on the ground and be like, lie. Anything we want to make do, I don't tire. I'm tired.
So how are you growing in that process? How is that growing and affecting your relationship?
But for now, I'm just always making sure that he needs it. So you wouldn't want your husband to go outside and then look for someone else because you don't give him sex or something like that. So you always make sure you're always available for him and you're always in the mood. Put yourself in the mood. Always be ready, even if you're not ready.
So how is that? That's like a mental configuration, like something you do in your mind.
Yes. So
so excited that somebody else is also saying this thing, because there are times somebody gets tired.
Very tired.
And the woman said that there are times you're not in the mood, but you could just see it as you're doing a service to your spouse. So there are times where you don't feel like doing it, but once you are in it, just enjoy it. And of course that
see the heavens will open.
Duty or beauty.
This is what we are going to do. I know y'all been learning something dutifully and beautifully. Oh, you must do it. But we're going to take a real quick break now, and when we return, of course, we'll be bringing you the rest of the conversation on Connect. Stay right there, don't go away.
Good health, they say, is something you can't buy, but the decision to live healthy is a choice that you have to make. Join health practitioners from diverse health fields as they provide you with Vital every Monday, 7 to 7:30 p.m. only on Spectrum TV.
Hello and welcome back. Of course, it's Connect, and we're coming to you live about this marriage matter with just the wives. And yes, we want to get right into it as we wrap it up, on today's episode. But something we learned before the break is that there is dutiful and beautiful sexual bed activities. But however you want to do it, I actually talked about the fact that usually money is a serious issue. We also have put the fact that oftentimes sexual, shenanigans is part of the problem. But let's talk offense management, because I feel like a lot of people do not know how to manage, issues when they pop up, or people have different when they pop up. Start with you, Beauty.
Okay. Well, how I handle the issue that comes. I think recently we just learned how to just overlook certain things. Okay, I think that's how we started, but at some point we missed it. At some point we stopped doing it. So we're now like, oh God, that thing you did, I don't like. I noticed that actually created some kind of chaos in the house. So one day I just called him and said, after the conversation we had, we just had to, okay, I just noticed there was this there was this difference, and also I had to pray about it. I was just like, Holy Spirit, I don't like what is going on, and it showed me some certain things that I needed to stop doing. So what I noticed after that moment, we just know what is small, and we don't have to talk about it.
Okay.
And also we just had to, okay, this one we need to talk about, this one, how are we doing it, and
How do you do it? Because some people are malicious, right?
yeah.
Or how would I explain? Like for myself, I'm not a confrontational person. I don't know how to say you hurt me. I do not know how to tell you I'm angry with you. Once I'm upset, I go mute. I just keep quiet until both of us. Till now, I still practice that, but I'm trying to unlearn it because I found out it makes the air very thick. But I haven't succeeded yet. So for me, it doesn't matter whether it's from girl to girl relationship or colleague to colleague. Once you've heard, my lips are sealed. So how do you do it at home?
Well, I used to be like that. Let's start from there. I used to be one that when something happens or just keep quiet, you need to discern that you have offended me. Because I'm like, this guy is going about, don't say it. Mama will just be living life. You'll be hurting, I'll be boiling out. So I had to learn to speak up. You know, I'm very crazy kind of person. Since my husband became far away from me, we were in the same house, but we were not together. Because I was always speaking, more like a picky person. And you did this, you didn't call me, who were you talking to? I was that kind of person. So when I noticed that I didn't have my husband anymore, he was in the house, so he can be there, he's talking to you, but you know, as a woman, we know when we are together. So I felt the distance very far. That's where the sacrifice. Because there are some times you genuinely have to say your mind. The Holy Spirit will say, just keep quiet. Like, no, Holy Spirit, no, you go to the toilet and vent. He did this, why? Then you have to come out and like, okay, no problem. Okay. You just swallow. That's how I operate now. It is not easy, I tell you. Because this flesh, I'm like, so he pay you. Sorry. It wasn't like that before. I had to learn. And most of the time, we have to take like she said, we have to be patient, learn to just keep quiet. Another thing I also learned was timing. I used to jabber. Something will happen. There's always a time to present something. From now on, I just, every time is the time. So I had to learn. There were times when I had to bring up issues, times when I didn't have to. So there are some things I also learned from him, which was, or he would tell you how to talk to me about the matter to resolve it. Because most times when I go on my own, I'll just say rubbish and spoil the whole thing. Even if I meant good, I meant well for it.
Yeah, so you were talking about how that there was a time where your husband was distant because of...
I was saying we could be together with friends, we could be outside, he'll be so full of life. But when we come home and it's just us, maybe the children are asleep, we're supposed to be gisting and doing that. My husband is just in his own world and I'm in my own world. I could even ask a question, how was your day? Fine. One-liners. Okay, are you hungry? No. That was how it was. I had to calm down. I had to, so that even when scenarios happen that I should react, I was just like, no, I want this guy to trust me. I want him to love me again. I want my husband back. That was the prayer every day. Oh God, I want my husband back. He's here, but he's not here. It took time. But
like the 21st century wife, something they have really pointed out is their dependence on the Holy Spirit. The fact that their Bible relationship, their God relationship is affecting how their lives are stable as a family. Because I feel like, oftentimes, right, when they say the Holy Spirit is a helper and the women are helpers in their marriages, it means like if you're going to be able to help this man, you got to take a lot of strength from the one who is the first helper. And you can't help someone without wisdom. So I feel like, all those kinds of investments, like she said, her husband taught her to first of all talk to the Lord before coming to talk to me about any issue. You have connected so that we can tell how it's working for you, how it's working for you. At the end of the day, it's your philosophy. At the end of the day, someone picks what's best for them and goes in with it. So I think, how do you do it? Conflict resolution. What's your style?
Well, for me, I would say, I don't know if it's all men or just my husband, because some men, they have this pride in them. It's hard for them to say sorry. And I'm like, I'll just bust out and I'll be like, why did you do? But I had this hot tempered attitude like that.
wow.
But as a wife, I realized that there's so many things you have to let go. You have to change no matter what. If
Is
you
it just
will-
always the
how
wife
do you
that
think
needs
this?
to change?
No, the husband
That's the
changes.
sacrifice.
So that we are
That's the
talking about
sacrifice.
the wives now.
Yes.
The husband, they also change.
Yes.
Thank you for
sometimes
putting it to rest.
how do you think this abuse comes? That at that point maybe I'm angry, him too. Pride now, shoulder up, no one say sorry. He's angry also, and then realize that we'll just go and sleep. We will not talk to each other. You keep food on the table. I realize that this is really childish. Why we stay in the same house? We will not even talk. We can go like 2 days. We will not talk. I'll be like, what's happening now? And at that point, you're really having you're letting the enemies just come into your house to do one or two things there. So I now realized, I was like, no. At the point I had to even confront him. I'm like, why don't you ever say sorry? I'm always the one saying, even when you're at fault, I'm always the one saying sorry. And they'll be like, okay, sorry now, you just have to play at the end. You just, okay, my wife, come now, I'm sorry. But I have a friend that for her, she has to bring the family in, the mom, the
Every
dad.
time they have
Every
a
time
problem.
they have a problem, the family have to come to resolve the issue. There's some families like that. So I realized that you don't have to do that every time. It's just you and your husband resolve it, and always make sure you pray, have that patience, and then just pray to God about anything and everything, and so that peace will reign.
Wow,
There's
it's
actually
just
a reward for that. Just
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know. They just think you are being used. But what I've realized is that as long as you want to keep the peace, God is going to be with you, and you have reward for it.
Wow,
So
it's
it's
been
all about-
10. Also want to say thank you to Udrak Inem
Thank you.
and say thank you to Ito Sunday
Thank
for
you.
coming on the show. It was
Thank
a
you for
wise
having me.
early edition, and I mean they have shared, true and valuable information from their own experiences in marriage. And like one thing I called out from all of this, the point where you three wives talk about today, the changes they had to first of all make before expecting it from their partners. And I hope that that's a vital information you take home today. Of course, like, share, comment on this particular show. Kenneth, thank you for being a part of the show today. My name is Uyai, and I can certainly we'll see you next episode. Bye bye.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon. Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.